and welcome to this special episode of Dad Budget Adventures. We are the Dad Budget daughters. I'm Scarlett.
I'm Aria.
And this is a special Father's Day edition of Dad Budget Adventures. We are doing a channel takeover for today in honor of Father's Day, because what better way to celebrate Father's Day for our dad than with all of you who have apparently claimed our dad as your own. Considering that all of his comments are full of people referring to him as dad. And we, as his actual daughters, love that.
We find it adorable.
We do.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it, please. We love it. Anyway, so because we know that y'all love our dad just as much as we do, what better way to celebrate Father's Day than with all of you? Okay, so we just left Ollie's and we found almost everything that we needed for his homemade MRE, with the exception of side. So I'm going to show you what we got. For the main course, we got him roast beef in gravy. As a walking snack, we got him this elote street corn snack mix. We also got him another snack because it's Father's Day and whatever he wants. Anyway, we got him this. It's Moose Munch.
Moose Munch?
It's like dark chocolate popcorn. Next, we found a beverage. This is the IHOP cold foam iced latte in the flavor Tres Leches. They're like individual packets that he can like pour into water. He loves Tres Leches, so that's why we got this. And he also loves coffee. Recently loves coffee. And for dessert, we got him these shortbread cookies because he is actually obsessed with them.
He will fight a man for this.
Yes.
I've seen it happen.
I've seen him fight a bear for these. Anyway, so that is what we have. And then we are going to go to another store and try to find him a side item. Because that was one thing that we weren't able to find at Ollie's. So let's go to this other store and see if we have other luck with. So we're at REI and we are going to see if we can find him a little treat to go with his MRE. So let's go. So we're gonna get him this and we're gonna put all of his MRE stuff in it. Okay, so we just left REI and we got a couple things. We were able to find him his side item in there. I feel like it's cheating a little bit because obviously everything they have in there is like camping food and like shelf stable already, so it's not really a challenge, but I don't care.
It's Father's Day. It's
Father's Day, we can do what we want. Anyway, as part of his side item, we got him this rice cooked in bone broth. It's just the classic broth flavor. And because we were getting the roast beef and the rice, one of his favorite things is debris, which is a Cajun roast beef thing. Anyway, so we got him the roast beef at Ollie's, we got him the rice, and then we also got Creole red beans to go with it.
And then as we were checking out, this little thingy was
this tiny little bitty bottle of hot sauce. It's jalapeno hot sauce.
I'm sure he'll find something to put it on in the video.
Yes. And then to top it all off, we found this really cool Igloo Parks Project cooler that has a bunch of different national parks on it. And he is going to love it. It is adorable. I honestly kind of want one for myself. So REI was a success, and now we're going to go home and we're going to pack all of this up and give it to him.
And poof, like that, here I am, and returning is the amazing Scarlett. So now that you've already been presented with all of the items that were in this little kit, we're going to try all the food and we're going to see how they did on the MRE. Apparently the youngest had other plans today, so it's just going to be me and the amazing Scarlett here. So we're going to get this thing started. I've already got the trucker's lunchbox preheating to get all the little packs heated up to a decent temperature. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and prepare it kind of the way she saw it in her head when she was getting all these different items for it. So we're going to get that started real quick so that we can have some food to eat. All right, so the way Scarlett was picturing this was that we were going to put down a bed of rice, then the beans, then the roast beef, and let it cook like that. First up is the Dozen Cousins rice cooked in bone broth. Now we had this rice in the video that the wife and I did. So we tried the rice by itself. It does smell good. Come here. How's that smell?
That does smell good. I got it because I know you like bone broth.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that was a good safe flavor too for the I'm gonna taste it.
Get you some.
It's hot.
That's really good. I mean, that
pretty
by
good.
itself, you just got really good flavor to it. All right, so we're going to drop that in the bottom. Trucker's Lunchbox. Dozen Cousins Creole Red Beans. It smells really good. You know, it's cooked down pretty well.
Ooh.
You can kind of see that. It looks like New Orleans style red beans. They're cooked down, mashed up a little bit. So we're going to get that on here.
They do smell real good.
So the ingredients list is pretty much sounds like New Orleans style red beans, which I absolutely love.
Also, why we bought that.
Oh. So as I've said it on here before, I grew up in New Orleans. So I grew up around Cajun and Creole cooking. When the wife and I got married, I took her there on our honeymoon. She fell in love with it. I introduced her to the food and then started having to cook it for her. Then the kids came along, and this one in particular really likes New Orleans cooking. She has learned to cook it herself. She's become quite the good little Cajun and Creole cook herself. So usually if there's a family party or something, there is some element of Cajun cooking that goes into it.
Somebody's bringing red beans and rice or
Gumbo, or some gumbo or something.
Jambalaya.
Yeah, this is what I'm the most curious about. I've had my eye on this stuff for a long time.
Pinot?
Pampino roast beef in gravy.
Look at all that collagen.
It looks
Ooh.
foul. It smells good though.
Let me
smell that.
Ooh, it does smell pretty good.
I mean, that smells like roast beef.
It does.
So, all right, let's get this on here.
It does look a little questionable though.
It really does. It's super questionable. It's really chunky though. Look at that.
Yeah.
Here's what we've got here. These big chunks of roast beef.
Roast beef.
The meat itself doesn't look bad. The presentation is not great.
The presentation is kind of scary, actually.
So the meat, now it has been sitting in here warming up. So I'm going to try this by itself because I kind of want to see how this roast beef is. You need to try that.
Is it pretty good?
I want to hear your opinion before I offer mine.
Okay.
All right. It's surprisingly good.
That is surprisingly good.
It's far from terrible. Mm-hmm. I expected to take a bite and just be completely put off by it.
Like the texture seemed like it would have been weird looking at it in the can.
It's not bad.
It's roast beef texture. That's just roast beef.
Yeah, this is good. I like the gravy too. The gravy's got a good flavor to it. Keep in with the theme. We're going to go with this Cajun and Creole seasoning. We're going to throw it on top. And the only reason we're doing this is because the Amazing Scarlet really had a very particular theme in mind with this. So we're just going to stay with that. All right, so we're going to put the lid on and let this cook for a little while we try some other stuff. By the way, don't y'all love this cooler? Isn't this thing cool? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to try the IHOP Cold Foam Iced Latte. So let's open this up.
Got the hot water.
So they come in these individual little pouches, and setting this up as an MRE, of course, you're going to take out the individual pouch, throw it into your bag. There's yours.
Ooh, it smells real good.
And of course, for mine, we're going to use the official Dad Budget Adventures Bling mug. That does
smell good.
That smells like pancakes.
It does.
That smells like a pile of pancakes right there.
It does smells like IHOP.
This is the IHOP Iced Latte Tres Leches.
Ooh, it foams up real good.
Can you hear this?
Yeah, look at it. Once I got mine all mixed up. It like foams.
Interesting. It foams up like a latte.
Yeah.
There must be some kind of something in the crystals because that's what I'm hearing is they're popping off like that.
It is kind of hard to
It does smell
mix up though. Mine's got chunks in it.
Well, you've got something just popped out of mine. There must be something kind of like Pop Rocks in here that's designed to give it that foaminess that when it hits water, it breaks open whatever it's encapsulated with. But yeah, it foams up real big. Look at that.
I wasn't really sure how they were going to achieve the foam on the latte as described in the title of the product, but
it's foamy.
It's real foamy.
Let's give this a shot. We're going to see how the IHOP latte is.
It smells good.
It really does.
I think I just got foam, but that's real good. It's really sweet though.
It's really sweet. The coffee is slightly bitter. When you're drinking this, you actually feel like it's a coffee drink because it has that coffee bitterness. It's not like you're drinking hot chocolate or something like that.
It tastes like coffee. I would honestly just drink this outside of this scenario.
Oh, absolutely.
This is good.
Now, I just got a big chunk of unmixed powder. That is the one downside to this, is that it seems to...
It clumps up.
It clumps up. It doesn't mix as well as you'd like. Could be, too, that I was standing here talking to the camera while it was sitting on the water, and now it makes it a little harder to get mixed in.
Yeah. And I don't think I have enough water in my cup.
Yeah, I can guarantee you yours is supposed to have more water than that.
I just got a big chunk of it. Still
But that's
really good, though.
That's good. I like that a lot. I'm assuming this is our walking around snack.
That's one of them.
One of the walking around snacks is...
We had two. We had like a sweet walking around snack and a savory walking around snack.
All right, so we've got the Harry and David Moose Munch Premium Popcorn.
Also from Ollie's.
Now, one thing that I will say about this MRE, and I don't know if the kids pointed out, I have not watched the footage that they shot to set this whole thing up yet. My vision of what this MRE would be is a family kit. You can put together a meal in the event that you're doing something where you're going to need to feed the family, or if you're packing away meals with the intent of it being a family dinner. There's a lot of food here. This is definitely more than you would pack for an individual. But if you've got a family of 2, 3, 4 people, this kit right here is going to work out great. You've got your larger quantities of food so you can pass it around. And everybody in the family is going to love this.
It's kid-friendly and adult-friendly.
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually found this after we found the original walking around snack. And both of us were like, he would love that. So we just got it.
Yep. All right, I want to get a little bit of everything in here. Got a little...
Does it have like a mix or something?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like chocolate and...
Caramel
and some other things. There's like some kind of nut or something I'm talking about. You ready to give this a try?
Yep.
Here we go.
That's pretty good popcorn. Mm-hmm.
That is premium popcorn.
Tastes like it.
That's really good.
It is good.
Look, here's a big old chunk of chocolate right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I could walk around for a while and be happy with that. Mm-hmm. That's super good stuff.
Might not last very long once the other kid gets a hold of it, but...
Or once the wife gets it.
That too.
Like if this is left on the counter for 5 minutes,
it'll be gone.
it's going to be gone.
Demolished.
They're going to lay waste to that. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. I like that. And of course, the other walking around snack, you guys have seen this already, is this Mexican street corn elote snack mix from Three Amigos. I have a feeling there is a plethora of flavors in there. Some people will get that. She didn't.
I didn't.
So this looks like sesame crackers and...
Double cheese crunchy corn. Looks like puffed corn.
Oh, yeah.
Pieces. That looks tasty.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. It's not much of a smell to it.
Mm-mm. It has like a spice cabinet smell.
Yeah, it really does. I look in here and it looks really good. You can see the mix in there. And it looks like it should have a really powerful smell to it.
Like a real spicy smell.
But it doesn't.
It smells like a spice cabinet.
It smells like a spice. And we're not talking about the spices. We're talking about the cabinet.
The spice cabinet.
The cabinet itself. What it smells like when you open the door.
Yep. That's what this mix smells like. I hope it tastes
better.
Not like a spice cabinet.
So let's get a little bit of this out. Looks like we got corn nuts. Got these sesame sticks and sesame crackers. Get you some of that. This looks really good. This looks like something I would really enjoy. Mm-hmm. Right up my alley. Here we go.
That's pretty good. Does not taste like a spice cabinet. Those corn nuts are tasty.
That's good. Really heavy on flavor. Very salty. If you like salty snacks, this one's good. It's got some heat though. Like
not too much though.
It's not a lot, but now that bite is gone,
it's
that
settling.
Heat is left behind. So it's got kind of a residual heat. After you swallow it, you kind of got a little bit there. And it feels like something that would build up. Like if you're eating this stuff, at some point you're going to have to stop and get a drink because it seems like it would keep getting spicier and spicier by the bite.
That's tasty though. I like those. Good snack. Aria actually picked those out.
She did good.
Mm-hmm. We found that hot sauce at REI. It was at the checkout counter and Aria picked it up and was like, let's get this.
Yellow Bird jalapeno hot sauce. I love that y'all were able to find stuff at REI that wasn't just like freeze-dried foods. Yeah, exactly. Dehydrated foods, freeze-dried foods, all the common things that people in a place like REI are going to go for.
We found the red beans and the rice at REI. And I even said something in the video about how I felt like it was kind of cheating a little bit to go to REI to find those things because everything in REI is going to be shelf stable, at least a little bit. So
Yeah, but here's the thing.
but
Yeah.
we didn't get any freeze dried or
Right, you didn't get shelf stable
no.
food that has to be fixed. You got MRE items. You got food that is ready to eat. Even places like REI are starting to catch on that not everybody wants to get to their destination and have to stop and boil water and
reconstitute
right.
food.
Sometimes you just want to be able to get there and sit down and eat. So it's cool that y'all were able to find that. Let's try this hot sauce. I just want to try the hot sauce by itself. We're just going to get a little dab of that. See how that is. Ooh, I like that.
Good.
It's very vinegary.
Mm-hmm. I want to taste it.
Yeah, give that a try. It is just the right mix of vinegar and peppers.
It smells like jalapenos.
Yeah, it really does.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be really good with the rest of
It
it.
almost has like a kind of a taco saucy flavor.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a Conte type flavor and scent to it. But yeah, that yellow bird. And the thing about it is it's a small bottle too. So you're not having to tote around a giant bottle. But also with this, you don't have to worry about putting it in a fridge or anything once you've opened it. You just throw it back in your pack and use it for the next meal.
I feel like we should try a dessert where we still have coffee to dip it in.
So normally I would not open the dessert until after we actually eat the entree. But while we're letting that cook, we're going to go ahead and break these open because the amazing Scarlett here wants to have some with coffee.
I do. And I'm going to finish this coffee soon.
And she's going through that coffee. Y'all know I absolutely love these shortbread cookies. These are so hard to beat. They have a good shelf life to them. And this is happy food right here. This is one of those things that even in rough times, if you find yourself with something like that, you're going to have just that, even if it's just the briefest moment of nostalgia and happiness while you're eating this food.
Well, you can have those for breakfast with coffee or tea.
For sure.
And dip them in there. You can have them for dessert after dinner. You can even do it as a walking snack since it's in that little individual pack.
Right, and so many other options too, because depending on what else you pack in your kit, you can crumble these up
Make
and
a
put them over
crust.
the top of something. If you've got like some canned fruit or something, this crumbled up on top of canned fruit.
That'd be a good campfire cobbler.
Absolutely. Let's get in here, get you one of those.
One of those cookies.
Get mine. That work? That dog will hunt.
10 out of 10.
Excuse me.
That's pretty good.
That is good stuff. That's a great combination.
Mm-hmm.
That shortbread and that coffee, that's perfect. All right, so now comes the time to tear into this entree.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got here. All right, so it's time to get the entree out. And to do so, we're going to use the Hydro Flask plate that we got off the Amazon wish list. And another item that I don't remember if I showed you guys this or not, but we just received this item, which is another Hydro Flask product. This is the Hydro Flask bowl, and it comes with a lid that allows you to put a seal on this thing. This was another item off of the Amazon wish list. Thank you very much to the viewer that sent that. I don't recall if the viewer asked not to be identified or why I don't have the card that says who this was. So if I have made a giant mistake, please forgive me. I did not mean to exclude you, but for whatever reason, I don't have the gift tag that came with this. So we're going to scoop some food out and we're going to see what we ended up with here. All right, so we got our big spoon. All right, so we made sure that each of us got a big old scoop of our bone broth rice, our Creole red beans, and this roast beef that we have prepared Cajun style with seasoning. Now down in New Orleans, they make a product they call debris, which essentially is you take a roast and you cook it all day long until it just falls into little crumbs. It's one of my favorite things to make when it comes to New Orleans cooking because you can do so much with it. You know, you can just eat a big bowl of it, or you can put it on po' boy bread and make an amazing sandwich. And you can add it with rice and beans and other things like that. So you have a lot of options with it, and it's one of the things that we like to make a lot around our house. So if you ever come to my house for roast beef and you like yours sliced, you better tell me ahead of time because that ain't what you're going to get.
That's not how we make it here.
All right, let's give this a shot.
It smells pretty good.
It really does. It's got a very New Orleans-y kind of aroma to it. So let's give this a try, see what we ended up with. Cheers.
It's pretty tasty altogether.
That is good. It's got a kind of a zing flavor to it that I can't quite put my finger on, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. I think it's the beans.
I think it's the beans.
I think there's something. It's almost like a citrusy note.
Yeah.
To the beans. Look at that big old chunk of beef. Look, here's the thing. I wouldn't put this on the table for guests. I don't know if I might put this on the table for guests, but it's not something that I'm going to go out and buy all these ingredients to serve to people. But as far as something like if you're doing a camp meal, if you're in a blackout and you've got these things that you've packaged up and you're fixing food for you and the family, there's a variety of reasons why you could eat something like this and absolutely have no objections to it. It's decent food. I mean,
it's pretty good for what it is.
Yeah, I don't want to say decent because decent sounds like I'm trying to sell you something that's not really good. I like this. This is my lunch today. This is what I'm planning to eat for lunch. It's a good thing. I like it. So, I mean, I would absolutely make this kit again. And the fact that we package this like it's for an entire family, we've at least got this one over here that really likes it. Mm-hmm. But you know what we're missing?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Did you put a lot on there?
I just had this big glob. Good thing I like hot sauce. All right, here we go. Kicked up a notch. Thank you, Emerald. Ooh.
Good with the hot sauce?
That hot sauce brings it home.
Mm-hmm.
That's the addition that this needed to take it where it needed to go. It was almost like there was just a little bit of something missing.
It was that.
That vinegar and pepper flavor made this taste that much more like the red beans and rice that I grew up on in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. That was the thing that was missing. I don't know. Now it's perfect.
I want a little bit more of that, actually.
That hot sauce is really, really good.
It is good.
And it's not overly hot either.
But it did have other flavors.
It's not burning my tongue. I can feel a little bit of the heat. But
not
honestly,
too much, though.
Yeah.
It's got a good flavor.
I would absolutely do that again. Mm-hmm. So much better with that hot sauce. I mean, that's crazy that simple of a flavor added to this, just, it runs it all the way to home plate. But I know some of y'all are waiting for me to do this. We got to toss a little bit of this in there. Let's see if that's going to work. It's an interesting spectrum with Mexican flavors added into the Creole flavors. It's good, but it's not necessary. I probably would not opt to do that just because it's not needed. It's not something where I needed to elevate this beyond where it already was. And that's usually what you're doing when you're taking something like that and adding it into a dish. You're just trying to make it better. And it really was not necessary.
It's already pretty good how it is.
That hot sauce got it there. So the roast beef, if I were eating that by itself, it's tolerable. It's got a good flavor to it. If I had that I was like pouring over some rice or something like that, I'd throw a good dose of black pepper on top of that. Just because that roast beef with black pepper gravy, that's the way to go. It's not that you're going to need to disguise the flavor, but if you want to take it just a little step further and you're just doing that roast beef, a little bit of black pepper on top of that, it's going to make it even better.
Well, and some of this stuff tends to be a little bland. Mm-hmm. We don't like bland food around here.
This one surprised me more than just about anything I've had in a while doing these videos. I really didn't know what to expect from that roast beef.
I was a little afraid.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, canned roast beef. Okay. But there's a couple of factors to consider. One is it's got a good flavor to it. Two is that stuff's got a remarkably good shelf life. I would absolutely get a few cans of that to keep in the pantry in the event that you need that. It's going to be good for a while. It's a sizable portion, so you can feed a couple of people with a single can of that.
We still have a lot left over.
There's still quite a bit of food back here. So we absolutely could have fed the entire family with this. Between all of the other elements of this MRE, this could definitely satisfy a family of 4, and you would leave feeling like you ate something.
Yes.
You're not going to be looking at it going, Lisa, can I have some more?
I mean, you might, because it is pretty good.
It is good stuff. This has surprised me with how good it is.
We still have like 2 other portions left in the lunchbox.
The Amazing Scarlett and I both had a sizable portion of food.
I'm pretty full.
And this is what's left behind. So I'm going to take this and see if the wife is interested in trying this and see what her opinion is on it. I'm impressed. They did such a good job. And I don't know that when they went in that they were looking at it going, hey, let's do this for the entire family. In buying the things that they did, they sparked a certain creative thought with me that this could absolutely pass as a family MRE for one meal. So what are your thoughts on this? Have you tried any of this stuff? What are your thoughts on the individual items? And do you think that your family would be satisfied with something like this? But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Don't forget that I'm now over on Instagram. Go over and check me out on there. Also look for the Amazing Scarlett on YouTube. She hasn't put up any content in a little while, but she was doing a pretty good job of getting things started, and she may be looking at digging back into that pretty soon. So go over and find her. And also look for me on TikTok. I'm over there too for the time being. And that's going to be it for this one. And until the next one, prepare for the world that you live in, not the one you wish existed. Hope you enjoyed my Father's Day as much as I did. Bye, guys.
Happy Father's Day. We love you so much.
Love you.